Ancient kingdoms falling to foreign powers, Andrew, prophets calling down fire from heaven, and kings making catastrophic decisions. You might think I'm describing the plot of Game of Thrones, but this is actually the incredible story found in the book of Second Kings.
That's such an interesting way to frame it, Grana. We're essentially looking at 300 years of political intrigue and divine intervention compressed into one narrative.
And what makes it so fascinating is how it starts with this spectacular exit. Elijah being taken up to heaven in a chariot of fire after calling down flames to consume soldiers sent to arrest him. Talk about making an impression on your way out.
Hmm. But then we see this fascinating shift with his successor Elisha, who takes an entirely different approach with his miracles, right?
Precisely, while Elijah was all about these dramatic showdowns with kings and prophets of Baal, Elisha's ministry focused on helping ordinary people. He purified water sources, multiplied a widow's oil to save her from poverty, and even made an iron axe head float for someone who had borrowed it. These were practical solutions to everyday problems.
Well, that story about Naaman really stands out to me. Here's this powerful Syrian general having to humble himself by washing in the Jordan River 7 times. It's like watching a CEO standing in line at the DMV.
Oh man, and what makes it even better is that the whole thing started because a captured Israelite servant girl spoke up. Like, here's this young slave showing compassion to the enemy commander who probably helped capture her. The irony is just incredible.
So, what happened when we moved from these personal stories to the larger political narrative?
Well, that's where things get really dark. The northern kingdom of Israel enters this devastating spiral of corrupt leadership. You've got Jehu, who starts great by eliminating Baal worship, but then keeps the golden calves around. It's like trying to quit smoking, but keeping a pack in your drawer just in case.
That partial commitment seems to be a running theme throughout the whole book.
And it leads to absolute disaster. By 722 BC, the Assyrians arrived, and it was game over. 10 tribes effectively vanished from history. They're scattered across the empire like seeds in the wind, and the Assyrians bring in other conquered peoples to replace them.
The psychological impact must have been devastating for people who believed they were specially chosen by God.
Then we shift to the southern kingdom of Judah, and it's like watching someone repeat their siblings' mistakes, but with their own twist. You've got these wild swings between good and bad kings, like Hezekiah, who does everything right and actually sees God miraculously save Jerusalem from the Assyrians.
That moment when he spreads out the threatening letter from Sennacherib before God in the temple, it's such a powerful image of complete dependence on divine intervention.
Right. And then boom, 185,000 Assyrian soldiers mysteriously die overnight. But here's the crazy part. Hezekiah's son Manasseh comes along, and it's like he's trying to speed run the worst king ever achievement. He puts idols in the temple itself.
You know what's fascinating? Manasseh actually reigned for 55 years, longer than any other king in either kingdom. It's like watching a slow motion train wreck that keeps going.
And even when good King Josiah comes along later and tries to turn things around, finding the book of the law, implementing reforms, it's too little, too late. The momentum of generations of unfaithfulness was just too strong to overcome.
Though there is that surprising note of hope at the end, with King Jehoiakim being released from prison in Babylon.
That's what makes this story so relevant today. It shows how no nation is too blessed to fail if it abandons its core values, and that no failure is so complete that hope is entirely lost. It's like watching history teach us lessons we still haven't fully learned.
Well, that really brings it full circle, Grana, from spectacular divine interventions to the sobering reality of human nature, with the persistent thread of hope running through it all.
And perhaps that's the most powerful takeaway, Andrew, that while the specific forms of idolatry might have changed, the fundamental choice between faithful commitment and expedient compromise remains just as relevant today as it was 3,000 years ago.